If someone could do something starting tomorrow, what is the thing that someone could do waking up tomorrow that could be better for their brain? What would you say that is?
Well, in You Happier, I talk a lot about the tiny habits, the smallest things that'll make the biggest difference. And brain and mental health, it's a daily practice. Just like physical health, right? As I said, you look really great. That's a daily practice, right? You just don't do that one day a week. You do it every day. If you want a really great brain and a really great mind, they're habits every day. And some of my favorite every day, is this good for my brain or bad for it? I just like when my daughter, she turned 19 yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday to her.
And when she was little, we played Chloe's game. And Chloe's game was, is this good for your brain or bad for it? Frozen blueberries. Oh, 2 thumbs up. God's candy. Or avocados. Oh, 2 thumbs up. God's butter. Hitting your head with a soccer ball. No, very stupid. Thumbs down. Right. And so just playing with her with that question that takes 3 seconds, right? I mean, this doesn't take long. And people go, well, what's good and what's bad? Second graders know it. I went into her second grade class, put 20 things on the board, and I went, separate them for me. And they got 19 out of 20 right. So they got a 95%. And the only thing they got wrong was orange juice, which they put in the good category, which is like way too much sugar.
Yes.
And so whenever you unwrap sugar from its fiber source, right, turn fruit into juice, it turns toxic in your body. So you have to be really careful with that. So that's 1. 2, whenever you wake up in the morning, today is going to be a great day. You have to nudge your brain, right? We have a conscious mind, we have an unconscious mind, we have a self-image, and your subconscious is paying attention to the words that the conscious mind is saying. And so if you're like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed, today is going to be a bad day, you're going to have a bad day because you just programmed your subconscious mind to do that. Every day when my feet hit the floor, today is going to be a great day. And then my favorite of all of them is when you go to bed at night. And bed is so important because if you want to have a good day, it starts the night before, is what went well today. So when I go to bed, I say a prayer and then I go, what went well? And I go on a treasure hunt because I'm purposefully looking for what are the right things that happen. And I look for the micro moments, like what's the smallest thing? And for me, where I live, I see a lot of hummingbirds and butterflies, and I just focus on them. And I've been doing this for years, and it's so helpful. And about 2.5 years ago, my dad died, and it was an awful, awful day. And when I went to bed that night, I said a prayer and then went, what went well today? And then the voice in my head, started criticizing me, like you're a bad kid and you don't love your dad and whatever. But because it's my habit, I went, what went well today? And I saw this interaction between my mother and the police officer. And it was so funny and so beautiful that it just made me smile. And then I thought of all the texts I got from my friends who found out about my dad, and that was peaceful. And then I just thought about holding his hand before they took him away. And I went to sleep because I'm mastering my mind and not being a victim of the situation. It didn't mean I didn't grieve. I still grieve. I still miss him. But it's these habits, like every day, to direct my mind, to help me while taking care of my brain.
Yeah, I love those practical tools because in effect, what we're trying to do is change our thought pattern, right? We have a pattern, as you said, to wake up and say, I'm tired. And we put it on snooze, and then we get up and then we're having breakfast and we're like, I'm still tired. And then we get to lunchtime and we're like looking at the clock and we're like, I'm still tired. And then by the end of the night, I'm still tired. But then we're up at midnight watching Netflix or whatever it may be, saying, I'm still tired. And then that becomes our reality, that we just continue to feed that fatigue and we're just more and more and more tired. Whereas when you nudge your brain in a different direction, as you said, and you said today's going to be a great day, you now start making great choices because you want it to be a great day. But what I love about what you've defined, and this is different and I appreciate it, is that you don't talk about positive thinking, you talk about accurate thinking as being a healthier way to live. And I really like that clarification because I think the positive thinking approach can also be quite toxic. Like you just said about your father, it's not that you didn't feel grief, it's not that you don't miss him. Like, of course, those are very real human emotions, but you know how to direct them. Can you clarify for our audience today, what is the difference between accurate thinking and positive thinking?
Well, positive thinking is I can have this third beer and it won't negatively impact me. Or I can drive at 125 miles down the freeway in the rain and it won't hurt me. Positive thinking is I can stay up and be on my phone until 2 a.m. and it won't have a negative impact. They did this great study out of Stanford. Lewis Terman, 1921, evaluated 1,453 10-year-old children, and then they followed them for 90 years, looking at what goes with success, health, and longevity. And the don't worry, be happy people, actually in the beginning of the book, I talk about the lies of happiness. And this is one of the lies, don't worry, be happy. They died the earliest from accidents and preventable illnesses. I have an older brother and I adore him, but he's like 150 pounds overweight. I always sort of wanted to be like him because I'm intense and I work hard and I've always got projects, and he's like off at 3 o'clock playing golf, and you know, he just seemed to not have a care in the world. But my health is so much better than his because I worry about it. And so you want to have the right dose of anxiety. People with low levels of anxiety go to jail because they don't think, oh, if I do this, this bad thing could happen. But obviously too much makes you suffer. And I love the verse in the New Testament, John 8:32, know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And I want to live my life in truth. So I want to tell myself always, so what's the truth? So if I think Tana never listens to me, I'm like, well, is that true? Right? It's another little habit, right? To always carry around those 3 words. I don't have any tattoos, but if I did, is it true would be one of the tattoos, because I don't want to believe everything I think. And that's very important. Your mind creates trouble. You know, thoughts, they come from all sorts of places. They come from your ancestors. They're actually written into your genetic code. And trauma and successes actually get written in our genetic code. And our thoughts come from the voices of our moms, our dads, our siblings, our friends, foes, the news you listen to, which, by the way, is no longer the news anymore. Let's just be really clear. They bastardized that industry, and it's about tribalism and money, and it's not about news. I start every day with the Good News Network. It's just a cool app. I have no financial interest in it. I just love it. I'm always smiling, you know, sending articles to my kids, and the music you listen to. I actually did a study on rap, country, rock, and classical music and heavy metal. We did a memory task with high school students, and heavy metal was the worst. Classical was the best. The second best was country, which shocked us.
Where did rap fall in the
right behind heavy metal.
Oh, wow. Because that's like one of the biggest forms of music today is rap and hip hop. So.
And music so influences how we feel. And so you want to be careful with the inputs, because you might not think they matter, but your subconscious mind's listening.
Yeah, absolutely.